Good morning, everyone. Keith Johnson, CPA here with the Business Beat for June 10th, 2021. A lot of news came out this morning. Some of it good, not all of it. I think the bad news was that inflation came out. It was expected to be going up at 4.7, but actually went up faster in May, up annualized rate of 5%. That's on top of the 4.2% increase in April. Of course, we're still seeing a lot of supply chain issues, a lot of labor issues, and we're hoping that the reduction of unemployment benefits will force people back to work, get the supply chains back going, and start the road to recovery from the inflation. Now, I agree that working conditions and pay do need to be better. I'll agree with that too. So I'm not I'm not totally unsympathetic to those who are on unemployment, but at the same time, we do need to get back to work if you are able. There are some other reasons why inflation will probably result in the tapering of QE. We've talked about that. We've also talked about some of the increase in demand, a lot of the pent-up demand, and that's going to continue as the economy continues to reopen. The core inflation rate, which is a little bit more important, because that's food and energy, although I think that went up 3.8%. So those are probably the two most important items. That's also a huge increase. My view is that even with the inflation rate 5% the way it is, it's still not a good gauge. Doesn't take into account, and never really has, medical supplies, medical expenses, tuition, all of that. My view is if you're going to have an inflation figure, have an inflation figure. Be all inclusive. Put it all out there. Be transparent, and work with that. One thing we do with tax returns, we tell people, we can only work on your tax return based on what we have. If we don't have all the information, then we can't be as effective in helping your tax situation. I'll give you an example. I had a very nice gentleman come in the other day. Great guy. My staff and I, we love him, but he didn't tell us that he had several stock transactions. Now, we found this out because we got a power of attorney and we called the IRS, and the IRS sent us the wage and income transcript. And that's all fine and good. And that's one way that we do things if the client doesn't have all of their information. All that would have, now, in the overall scheme of things, is all of the stock transactions. He had a few dozen. Probably didn't. It was very immaterial, the net effect. So, but the point is, and I told him this. I said, look, we have to have all the information. If we don't have it all, then we can't do as good of a job as we can. So my view is, if the government has these numbers for inflation, it needs to reflect everything that we do, and then average that in. So that's my view of it. Also, the first time unemployment claims came out. The weekly comes out every Thursday, and it dropped to about 375,000, give or take a couple thousand. Last week it was 387. Now, if you recall, back in a year ago, it was in millions. So it shows how quickly we've rebounded, and that's good. Generally, if you have less than 400,000, that means the economy is healthy. So we're on the right track. We're not back to pre-virus levels of I think we were running in the low twos, 220, 230 every week. But it does show that the jobs are out there, and it does show that if somebody really wants to work, they can. So, and we tell people, we have clients, they come in, they have difficult situations, and then there are solutions out there that are for them if they are willing to try. So we are securities licensed. We're 6 of 63 licensed. We're also have a Florida 215 license through, which is life, health, variable annuity. So we can work with clients on getting their financial situation in order. So that's a good thing. It does appear that the original infrastructure package that the president put out around 1.9 trillion, that has been pretty much scrapped. They're starting over at square one. And the person, the X factor, as they say in sports, is Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia. Seems to be a pretty personable guy. He's very moderate, and depends on which way you are. He does identify as a Democrat. He is with the Democratic Party, but right now he is probably the most powerful person in Congress. Why? Because as he votes on anything important, that's how the bill's going to go. So, and that's what we need. We need the moderation. We need the there's issues that are good. There's economic issues that favor both the Democrats and the Republicans, and we just want to meet in the middle. And so that's why I kind of I won't say root for him, but I do follow Senator Manchin and what he does, because he is driving what's going on in a lot of the economic stuff that's going through Congress right now. So their Senate Congress is going back to square one. First draft I've seen is now down to just $1 trillion, and I haven't seen the whole package yet, all the minutia, but I do kind of like it, and I think it's the more they can cut it at this point, I think the better. So right now, tax, no immediate word as far as taxes go. One thing that is, however, will affect the economy over the next probably 2 years, probably between now and the end of 2022, is the chip shortages. As you know, everything's computerized, especially our cars. Our cars run on computer chips. That's where we get all of these nice bells and whistles and doohickeys that all the cars have now, like the entertainment centers and all of that. Right now, the problem is, over the last several decades, chip manufacturers have offshored and ceded the chip market, chip production, to offshore companies and foreign companies. And because of that, we are now dependent on chip shortages. I think what we're seeing now, from what I have been reading, is that the American corporations, the American chip manufacturers, they have started to wake up to the fact that 30 years ago, 30, 40 years ago, American companies produced 50% of all computer chips for automobiles. Now it's down to like 12%, so 1 in 8. So the way I look at it is that I think seeing these issues. American manufacturers are starting to understand there is a problem, which is good. That's half the battle, and they will start to work on it. But it's going to take probably the 12 to 18-month time frame to build up the infrastructure, get the secure materials, and get the distribution channels going. So we're not expecting a quick fix anytime soon. That chip shortage has hurt auto production, which means that the price of cars have gone up. So that's another story you want to watch over the next several months. You want to see how the chip shortage is being remediated by American manufacturers. We're seeing the same problems are with other things like drugs and various mechanical parts and metals and things like that. I mean, I get the need for profit, but one thing this virus has taught us is that overall security for our production and for our economy outweighs the couple of percentage points of profit. So we're hoping that the American companies can find a way to, one, save money, but more importantly, to secure their supply chains. There's a fine tipping point. Do I know exactly where it is? No, but I do know that there is one there. So let's just hope. Other than that, computer sentiment should be coming out tomorrow. So we'll find out what the mood of the consumer is. I think it should be pretty good because we're seeing more and more people get out from under restrictions and all of that. So let's just hope for the best. Vaccine numbers continue to decline. I think probably by the end of this month, I think we're pretty much going to see everybody who wants to have a shot will have had it, and those that don't won't have had it. So, that may play a part in the economy as well. So, we'll see. There's just a lot of news out there that's kind of like in a steady hum. No super dramatic items, but we'll keep an eye on it. So I'll keep an eye on the news, and I will talk to you tomorrow. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call. And just want you all to have a nice day. Take care. Bye.